The Fortress of Knowledge in Exile. The year was 1801. Jeong Yak-Yong, known as Dasan, was exiled to a crumbling hut in Gangjin, stripped of his position and surrounded by a cold, desolate landscape. He felt the weight of utter despair. He stared out the worn window at a future he could not yet see. Where is the wisdom that designed Hwaseong Fortress? Where is the passion that birthed the Jeongi crane? His mind wrestled with the ghost of his brilliant past, an inventor, a reformer, and the crushing reality of his present exile. That night his eyes fell upon the towering stacks of ancient, worn texts. A powerful thought struck him: despair accomplishes nothing. Exile could chain his body, but it could never chain his mind. He resolved to pick up his writing brush once more. From then on, the scratch of his brush became the constant soundtrack of his small room. Dasan called himself the great scholar confined to the small island of Gangjin, dedicating himself to an intensive 1,000 days of reading and tireless writing. A young village boy named Huiman would occasionally bring Dasan rice and water. Peering through a small gap in the paper window, he watched the scholar with confusion. Why does that strange man wrestle with paper from sunup to sundown, he wondered. Dasan's writing was not an act of revenge against those who exiled him, but a plea for the suffering people. Books like Mungmin Simseo, Admonitions on Governing the People, and Hum Sinseo, on Judicial Justice, laid out his vision for a fair society. His studies weren't purely academic. As an engineer and inventor, he sketched the 3D blueprints for new farming tools and improved boat designs. For Dasan, knowledge was only valuable if it could be a practical tool to ease the hardship of the common person.